Hello everyone. This is a full flower moon reading for anybody who comes across it. Welcome to Barefoot Mama Intuitive Tarot. If you want to enter to win a free reading on 5/25, please put free reading in the comments. And thank you to all of those who've been patient while I took some time off to recover my energies. This full flower moon is in Sagittarius, I believe. And I really love the energy of it. A lot of the times the full moon is a little bit overwhelming, but it's been really nice. So let me know in the comments how it's been treating you. Otherwise, let's get started. I'm going to pull from the Guardian of the Night Tarot. I'll pull a couple of oracle cards and then I'll get into the tarot. So we have the Four of Pentacles reversed, which talks about a feeling of instability. There are no reversals in this deck. We have the fox and the rabbit. So whichever one stands out to you first is the one that sort of comes through. The story of this card is that the fox has gathered up the rabbits to bring into his den, but he's not like eating them, or she's not eating them or consuming them, and like it gives the rabbits an opportunity to leave essentially. Also just the element of like what needs to go in order to come in, very much full moon energies. So I want to read the Four of Pentacles, or at least some of this card. I'm feeling drawn to do that. The rabbit is abundance, reproduction, open creativity, and luck. The fox is cleverness, spry, magical, and shape-shifting. When the Four of Pentacles appears, you may need to examine how control or your need for it impacts the situation. Are you or someone else holding on to something so tightly that there is no room for growth? An example of this may be someone who cannot let go of some tasks at work, who's unwilling to relinquish control to a coworker or hire help. This may in the end cause stagnation or less productivity. The question you may want to ask yourself is, are you saving or investing? One grows, the other stays the same. The rabbit brings abundance, so call on this energy, but don't restrict it. Let it run free. Release the fox to do what it does best. Be nimble and clever. When you use the fox and the rabbit in harmony, you will have the skills needed to bring about a positive shift, and with it, a bountiful harvest. Lovely. So I think the Four of Pentacles reversed is really good energy here, because it talks about being able to release or relinquish control, which it seems like you have done, whoever I'm speaking to. Ooh, the Five of Cups in your past and the Page of Cups reversed in the future. So the Page of Cups here is the capybara. The capybara is extremely friendly. I think it's got a reputation for being the friendliest animal in the animal kingdom. And I'm always reminded that they have capybara cafes in Japan. It's also an animal that lives in water and on land. It's like it goes back and forth. This is the hawk's head death moth. It looks really super scary, but it's just a moth. And the Five of Cups is about, leaving behind what doesn't work anymore and going towards what does. So in the recent past, you may have had to release, especially emotionally, some things that felt really important to you or felt like they made you like secure. And this could be as superficial as like, it could be as superficial as like thoughts you're having about yourself. Not that those are necessarily superficial, but it can go deeper, right, to like deeply ingrained pre-linguistic childhood trauma, and releasing that as well. So take it as it resonates. Whatever you've released, it's made you feel potentially a little bit unraveled or a little bit out of control in some ways, but this is really good for you to be able to expand and open up, especially in how you move through your community and connect with people in your community. Sorry, I'm a little bit stuffed up. Okay. Oh, I was going to say, what's this Five of Cups? And the Page of Cups jumped out. You may have had an offer, like a business offer or an emotional offer from somebody. Could also be having to do with children as well. Maybe you had to make some concessions um, in a custody arrangement, or you needed to express a truth to somebody. You have 5-5 here, to somebody who I'm getting somebody wanted to win like a verbal argument, and you sort of just let them. This was like your emotional gift to them. Like, you know what? If they really need to feel that, like, okay. And I feel like maybe you're doing this a lot recently. Is this good for you? Seven of Pentacles reversed. It's not really about you. And you know this, and that's why you're able to do that. Not everybody has the wherewithal to be able to like see what's going on in the moment, especially during like a heated ego-based argument, right? Or like a power struggle. And you may be doing this with a child, right? Like if you have a child who is like learning how to set their boundaries, or says hurtful things to you, like you're sort of understanding that they haven't matured to the point yet where they're able to observe their consciousness from the observer perspective. And if you are, then you're able to step into this like Seven of Pentacles reverse. It's not about me. Doesn't mean it's not still emotionally um difficult, but the good thing about the Five of Cups is that it goes straight into the six, right? The Six of Cups is like, it can be nostalgia, but it's also just this feeling of um joy, like opening to childhood joy. Or maybe if you're dealing with a kid or your inner child, this is you sort of healing something about your perspective, especially regarding worth and security, so that these ego battles don't like rule your connections with this person, and they don't rule like your connection with your inner child. I'm being drawn to put this little green heart on this guy's face. And it makes me laugh. So maybe there's something about, yeah, you are kindling this inner child so that you can also find the joy and the humor in these sorts of situations that unfold, even if we're not able to avoid them, right? Sometimes they're just unavoidable. Like human connections are messy and unpredictable, and anything that we can do to alleviate the seriousness or stress or pressure of these sort of day-to-day ego battles, whether in the workplace or at home, is a win, if you ask me. So what's the Four of Pentacles at your present energy? Four of Pentacles reversed. Judgment. This is you stepping into your new life. How are you doing this? Queen of Pentacles reversed. Again, surrendering control. Maybe surrendering a feeling of being nurtured as well. Like if there's something in which you felt secure or nourished or nurtured, I'm getting like you have to sort of maybe cut the umbilical cord here in a way. And I'm not saying like this is a metaphor, is what I'm saying. So Six of Wands is victory, though. This is leading you directly into victory. This is like if you were trying to learn how to swim and you just kept dipping your toe into the shallow end and never like wading in past where you could reach, then you'd never learn how to swim. This is you taking that step to like get to a point in the pool where you can't reach anymore. And I think with Judgment and the Six of Wands, Queen of Pentacles reverse, Four of Pentacles reverse, like the reversal of security, the judgment call moving into a new life, and then victory is like it's a big splash. I feel like you're actually jumping into the deep end like head first. Like I'm gonna swim or I'm gonna literally drown. Like I better swim. Which is I mean that's how I learned how to swim, but some people, I feel like you are ready when you're ready. The universe has a way of allowing us to step in when we're ready, is what I'm trying to say. What's the Page of Cups reversed in your outcome? Strength reversed. The King of Swords. The Ten of Swords reversed. The Hierophant reversed. You're doing something non-traditionally, and it has to do with transmuting trauma, or betrayals. Again, like if somebody is having or wanting to win this like ego battle, or even if you were partaking in, say, the career path of your choice that was like the more secure one financially, there's something emotionally immature about that for you. Like there, you're recognizing that validating your own self-worth through this like title job is not, it's not acceptance of your self-worth. You're worth more. There is more to equate to value. That doesn't mean that you're not financially wealthy or abundant. It just means that that's not your current focus. Strength reverse, King of Swords reverse, Seven of Swords. So in the outcome, because you're doing things non-traditionally with the Hierophant reverse, the Ten of Swords reverse, I feel like you're facing things head on with the King of Swords. He's an official, he's a leader, he's got a very good head on his shoulders, and he has a way of being able to see the perspective of others very clearly and objectively. He is not particularly led by emotion. And so you may have been led by emotion to pursue things in the past that were not like, that were not financially viable in some way, or they weren't like actually offering you the security you needed to bring in the abundance you needed, whether that was financial or material or emotional. I'm seeing emotional though, like, huh. So you're able to like overcome this sort of childish emotional energy or need for emotional fulfillment, especially in communication with others, and especially in how you interpret communication from others. With the Hierophant reversed and the Ten of Swords reversed, I think that you're seeing the Seven of Swords, the unconscious, um, unspoken exchanges that occur between you and other people, because you're sitting in this King of Swords position, and because you're able to, it's like you've transmuted enough emotional BS with the Five of Cups. That's very scorpionic energy, right? And then Judgment, like you've transmuted a lot of that emotional stuff, so you can now see when somebody's projecting their emotional stuff onto you. And I feel like this has been coming up a lot in the collective. um what's the Hierophant reverse for the Ten of Swords reverse? Four of Wands, stepping through the doorway, celebration, community, twin flame connection, 1111, Three of Pentacles reversed, the Lovers reversed. Some sort of like lack of self mastery in a way. Maybe a separation from somebody or a divorce from somebody with the Hierophant and the Lovers reversed. Ten of Swords. Whatever you're doing this in secret, or you're operating like in the undercurrents, in the subconscious, in the astral. I think with the Strength reverse, it's because you see that like other people's projections of their emotional stuff onto you, especially as you come to this point of being able to celebrate and enjoy and live happily in community with others. Their emotional projections onto you are actually draining your strength and draining your mental and spiritual like energy. So you're sort of doing your own thing here. The Lovers reverse, Three of Pentacles reverse with the Four of Wands is interesting because it's almost like you're connecting with somebody in celebration, but there's Oh, okay. So you might fear that there's gossip about a love connection. You might have some fear that as we get into Gemini season, something's going to like some contract or some sort of lack of self mastery is going to result in internal separation of your masculine and feminine or some sort of imbalance when it comes to your work. But you have that clarified by the Four of Wands. Death, the ending of a cycle, more Scorpio energy. This could be a reading for Scorpios. I haven't done a reading for you all in about a week. Or you might be dealing with a Scorpio. The end of something. What's ending? Oh my gosh, the Two of Cups reversed. Okay, you're definitely ending a connection or relationship, and you're celebrating this. And people are gonna talk. And you're like, whatever. Like, okay, tell me what else I need to know. Why are you celebrating the end of this connection? Six of Cups, right? Five to the six. Because you've healed. Because you've healed your inner child. You've healed your need for validation. You may have been in a connection where both of you were like unhealed and the other person refused to heal, and like you did the emotional work, and now it's like they're draining you. They're emotionally immature and they're draining you, draining you, draining you. And there's nothing you can really do because they haven't chosen or they aren't able to like choose to to mature somehow. Nine of Pentacles reversed. This is interesting too because Queen of Cups. It's not like you want to go out and be single on your own, happy, la la la. Like it actually might like create a financial deficit for you. But I feel like you're willing to cut your losses materially for this because you have compassion for this situation. Like I think you have compassion for this person who you're leaving behind or this version of you that you're leaving behind. You could be leaving behind a version of you that feels like you're not good enough. That's all over this reading too. You have the Five of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles reversed, and then this like Page of Cups energy. This is like talking about emotional self-worth. This is talking about financial self-worth and like, is it going to ever like come to fruition? I'm not good enough. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. It's kind of all over this, and this is coming from some sort of like unhealed youthful energy. So you go from the Page of Cups to the Queen of Cups. I'm talking to a divine feminine, whether you're male or female, balanced out with the King of Swords. That's a really lovely combination because you're using your rationale and your logic and your ability to see objectively with compassion. You're not just cold cutting, harsh. You know, this is like I want to say this is like the energy of a judge that is like dealing with a custody case with children involved, right? And like understands that the children are scared of like having to approach him or her, like understands like their sort of emotional state. But this could very well be, right, your internal or divine judge, like your higher self talking to your like younger kid self. There was this thing on TikTok, like a story about a guy who, as a young kid, like saved up all his money and went on vacation with his family and then lost his wallet. Um, and he talks about how as he gets older, that wallet like never leaves his mind. He wanted his wallet. His dad bought him a new one, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't like the one he'd used to save up his money. So he decided to be there for his inner child and go get himself a new wallet. And then that little inner child voice is like happy and like heals this thing. This is you like reparenting yourself, especially around your self-worth. Woo! Full moon energies. Okay. I do want to get sorry, I hit the mic. I do want to get some messages from a different deck, I think. Death. I'm going to use this La Santa Muerte tarot because death and transmutation was all over this reading, and this is La Santa Muerte. Nine of Cups, Temperance with the Five of Cups. Okay. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you might have 555 come up as a confirmation for this message. The Knight of Swords. We'll get to that in just a second. Oh, no way. The Ten of Swords. You have the Hawk's Head Death Moth here again. I think that's what it's called. And the Seven of Wands. Look at that. What are the chances that it would come up in the same reading with 3 different decks being used? Da da da. This is like talking about this process of transmutation. How freaking cool is that? This is the head. It's got like these 2 skulls on either side, and the Ten of Swords came up to clarify here. Ten of Swords reversed, right? So you're transmuting self-sabotaging thoughts. You're transmuting betrayals from the past. That's what this Five of Cups is. It's just like things that you thought were true before that aren't necessarily, especially about yourself and your self-worth. You move from the Four of Pentacles reversed to the Five of Pentacles. So you're stepping into an understanding of how maybe you've abandoned yourself in the past for like the right job or the right person, quote unquote, like the one that looks good on paper, right? You've abandoned that inner child, or that inner child was abandoned, and you're taking this sword out of your throat with the Knight of Swords and learning how to communicate your needs. You go from, right, this Ten of Swords up through the page to the Knight. So this Knight is great, I think, because he's riding in on this powerful horse, and he's the knight in shining armor in the tarot. When you need that knight to come through and save you, Lancelot style, and I don't mean romantically, I just mean Lancelot as a knight was a badass, right? 22:23 on the timer. This is your knight in shining armor coming through, coming out of you. This is you coming into a place of power in your own self, in your own life, where you can stand up for people who are disenfranchised as well. Stand up for people around you. It gives, I was going to say Sagittarius energy, but of course you have Temperance here, ruled by the Archangel Michael, who also rules, sorry, the umbrella outside just fell over because it got windy, who also rules the King of Swords that was here. The Nine of Cups. You're forgoing this Five of Cups energy and allowing yourself to enjoy, to be emotionally fulfilled. Maybe there was a part of you in the past that didn't feel like it was okay for some reason. Like when you're happy, other people get triggered by that, right? We had that whole weird like Page of Cups situation reverse, and people feeling like your happiness is a betrayal to them. You're stepping into understanding, like, I'm allowed to be happy, and so is this person. And how can I, with this Five of Pentacles, like, you might not feel up to the task of like contending with people's shadows, is what I'm hearing. Like people's shadows about their own self-worth, the way they've abandoned themselves in order to step into what they thought was needed, or what was needed, it sounds very privileged to say that you don't need to abandon yourself in order to make it in life, because when fight or flight kicks in, right, we do what we got to do. And I don't know, I just feel like you've gotten to this point where you're like, no more, no, I don't ascribe to that, and the people around me aren't going to ascribe to that anymore, and I will stand up for myself, and I will stand up for them. We're not condoning these betrayals of the human condition anymore. We're not sacrificing what it is to be human for what it is to be like superficially wealthy. Seven of Wands. You also had the Seven of Swords, right? 777 might be coming up for you, or that might be important for you. But the Seven of Wands, um, it's the path through the forest, through the darkness. This is your non-traditional pathway forward. This is you taking the road less traveled. And it does use your vital energy, which is why you're just letting people do what they're going to do, right? If they're on the healing path, they're on the healing path and they'll vibe with you. If you're like, if you've recently gone through a spiritual awakening or something, or like you've gone through some stuff and you did your healing, or you're working through your healing process, you're refraining from proselytizing or telling other people what it is they need to do, or trying to like engage people in their own healing. You're done showing up for people like this knight in shining armor when they're not ready to receive it, is what that is showing me. I need to read the tale of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight again, because this Knight of Swords and the Seven of Wands is giving me that Sir Gawain and the Green Knight energy. I remember it's kind of satirical, it's kind of silly, but Sir Gawain goes through like some totally messed up like trials, and he gets his ass beat like many times by like his different trials, and the whole time he's just skipping along. Like it's kind of funny if I recall. So I feel like this is kind of your vibe. You're kind of like, I know life can be difficult with Ten of Swords here, but thinking about it as difficult, or thinking about what I've been through as difficult, isn't going to like make it any easier either, right? Like, you're not minimizing your traumas or the traumas of other people, but you are also not negating situations in which there's possibility for emotional fulfillment and enjoyment. You're on both sides, you're tempered in this way. And this Five of Cups is like the heart of your energy, I think, because you know when to pick up your cups and when to leave them, emotionally especially. And that's a skill that's difficult to do for a lot of people, especially when we started the reading out with the Five of Swords energy. Your ego wants to take over, your mind wants to step in and say, no, we're battling this out, we're gonna blah blah blah, we're gonna solve this now or win. And you're currently in this position of being like, no, I know when to take out the sword and when to just move on. And it's beautiful. I think that this full moon is a perfect place for that balance of energies with this temperance card here too, Sagittarius. um Anything else? Wow, I really am glad that we pulled out these cards. The Knight of Wands, Night energy, the Star. Oh man, yeah, you have a dream, you have a wish, you have a desire, and you've been through it and you're going for it. I'm reading all of this energy all over the spread as you, whoever I'm speaking to. This is different aspects of you, archetypally, mentally, emotionally, whatever applies to you. And you're using this combined force of like solid communication skills, as well as like tempered fiery energy, as well as this just emotional, like, I wouldn't say you necessarily feel emotionally balanced. I would say that you may have a way of going from one to the other, like dipping into sadness or dipping into like this Nine of Cups, like happiness, and you're finding balance by, I'm almost feeling like an energy of somebody throws their weird projections at you, and you sort of hold it for a second and you can feel the energy of it and go, oh no, that's not working for me, or oh okay, like I can deal with this, or bleh, like icky, like you might be learning energy work, or like somatic archaeology or something. But you have this wish This wish fulfillment. What's the wish? Oh, the Two of Cups. Man, if this is a love reading, if this is for somebody who like is done with love or finished a love cycle with all that separation that we had going on over here, you're like, you know what? Love has totally fucked me over. But I still wish and I still hope and I still have room emotionally to believe that that's possible. And that's brave. And I applaud you. That's amazing. You've overcome all of these like BS, emotional, childish offers. You know how to have fun on your own. You know how to temper your fire. And you know your self worth, or at least you're stepping into a clearer understanding of your self worth. And you're charging forward. I don't know that I necessarily like the night energies with the Two of Cups here and the Star. I feel like you might be understanding a bit that like you've been settling for the nights because you came in as that Queen of Cups, King of Swords energy, right? In the outcome, we had the King of Swords though. So, sorry, the Empress. Oh, that's dope. So, in terms of like a love reading, um, that's really cool. I don't know, something happens where you fully realize the extent of the mental, emotional, verbal, just the damage, right? Like Sir Gawain in the Green Knight. Like it seems kind of silly the way it's written. It's satirical, it's funny, but he really gets his ass kicked. Like you may have been looking at the things you went through as like, oh haha, like minimizing it, whatever. But maybe somebody like comes in with this night energy and you've done enough healing, maybe even a couple people, you've done enough healing that you can look at this and go, oh, that's not what I'm looking for. And you start to have this level up because like in your self-worth because you know what not to do now, right? And that's super frustrating. I never like to hear that. I don't know that anybody really does. Like, you know what not to do. It's like, cool, well, I need to know what to do, right? Or who. Oh my gosh, I'm being driven to say that. Page of Swords, you're learning more about yourself, you're learning more about this unconventional path that you've taken, you're learning more about your vital energy and what it means to like have these multiple ideas, potentially multiple streams of income, to be a lifelong learner. And if you say for instance we're separated from somebody at an age in which you potentially believed or had previous prejudices that it was more of an advanced age than you'd like to be at to start dating, this is you overcoming that as well. Like you can date and find love at any time. You can get married at 60 or 70 or 82 or whatever, you know, like on your grave, on your deathbed. I don't I don't know why that, oh my gosh. I don't know why that stood out, but the La Santa Muerte tarot has like a La Santa Muerte, she's like dressed in almost like a bride's outfit, and she's death. Um, so somehow you may be married to this idea of like we all die alone. You had judgment at the middle here too, like the corpses stepping through into your new life. Like I don't, you're accepting the processes of change and transformation. You're accepting the energy of death into your life, death of cycles, death of like the time when the time is ripe, you know? You're accepting like the laws of like the Lord of Time with this Empress here, and I think you're going with it. All right, anything else in the outcome for you? Eight of Pentacles. I really like this here because this Eight of Pentacles like shows the work it shows the work that she's been doing. She's been studying, learning, and the work in this card is like multifaceted. There's ritual, there's herbs, there's creativity, there's this green candle indicating the heart chakra and keeping that alive and alight and like not closing the heart down, right? There's these green skulls on this 5 of Pentacles as well that talks about like not closing off your self-worth because of being one amongst so many, right? Like there's this idea of understanding what makes you you, and you have the moon cycles on here as well. So this full moon may be bringing in like some manifestation, some fulfillment along with your along with the full. Sorry, I got distracted. On this moon there's like a flower. I've never seen it before. We're in the flower moon right now, so you might be coming into some sort of abundance right now, especially as you look and see how you've kept your heart open through all of it, and you've gone through all the transformations, and you didn't shut down, you didn't close off, your inner child didn't diminish, right? I'm picturing somebody holding like the Olympic torch and running like through a snowstorm hoping it doesn't go out. And then you did it, you get to the end and it's like a light and you're like, oh, thank God, I made it. Okay. I'm gonna get, I think, a universal truths card just to end this reading out. If it resonated, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And again, let me know how your full moon manifestations have gone. I did post the 8 of Cups. 888 might be standing out to you as well, or like reflections energies. I did post a full moon ritual on the last full moon. And I'm also interested to hear that if any of you did participate in that, what has manifested for you since then in those cycles. You can message me here or on my Patreon or my Etsy. You can also book a personal reading with me there if you'd like to. Oh my goodness, so many just came out. So understanding is the only one right side up. Accountability, kindness, divinity, and mission reversed. True understanding is the language from the heavens, a knowledge that is acquired, retained, and extended. Understanding is the wisdom that makes the difference between war and peace. Yeah, that's very much that starting energy to this reading that we had with the 5 of Swords and the Page of Cups. Our duty is not to see through one another, but to see one another through. As humans, we have such clouded vision. We need to broaden our horizons and expand our viewpoints. Understanding comes from the mutual recognition and respect of differences. This wisdom is a humble intelligence that is seeded from compassion and mindfulness. Yeah, you had the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords. And then you had the Page of Swords at the end here with that, like, humble intelligence. It is our duty to understand another, and it is our divine right to be understood. This medicine can heal all the wounds of the world. Understanding comes from moral conditioning and mindful concentration. I wonder why these ones came out reversed. I want to read. Divinity says, divinity enraptures all that is happy, hopeful, and harmonious. Kindness in action always oversees the blindness in non-action. Accountability is believing that the great homage we can pay to the truth is to use it. Mission is our purpose and destiny graduating into its rightful place. So I think that you're understanding why people don't believe in the divine or don't act kindly or don't take accountability or don't like fulfill their missions on this planet. And I think that understanding this or seeing like why people are like kind of going through these things because you've been through them, right, is actually allowing the activation of these energies in others. And it's without you having to say anything, really. It's just through you walking your unconventional path. I'm talking to somebody who, like, I don't know, maybe you walk barefoot or you wear sandals or you're some sort of guru, but you don't present yourself that way, and other people wouldn't see you that way. Like, yeah, you're humble. I'm seeing somebody who's humble and very wise because of the experiences you've been through. And you're very receptive. I see you seeing people. I see you allowing people their space in the world. Yeah. Sometimes that's all we need, right? Is to be seen. All right. Thank you for being here. I hope this message was helpful and resonated with somebody. If it did, again, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.